Good morning, Limuel. Okay, let's now start. Wait lang, let me just double check this. Okay, can you hear me, guys? Okay, good. All right, now, we're the last topic. I hope everyone already watched the recorded VC with Muon and Photon regarding the law of science. I think we had also our recorded VC last time, no? Okay, I hope everything is clear when it comes to law of science. And again, if you have some concerns with the past lessons, just let me know. All right, and let's have a short recap of our lessons last time with regard to the law of science. And as we talk about this topic, we knew that we can. Wait, nag-stop guys yung pen. Oops. Ayan, late. Okay. We can use the law of sines or the law of sines when there are, or the given triangle is under the category of, ano nga ba yung class? We have the ASS or what we call the SAA. Sorry, SSA. What else? ASA and what else, guys? AAS, angle side, diba? Okay, so these are the cases or the types of triangles. We are referring to the given of the sides of the or the parts of the triangle. Now, as long as they are under this category or the given is under this category, then we can use the law of sines. All right. And again, you are not restricted to use the law of sines. You can also use other methods by such as using right triangles if you can, and that would be better. Okay, and however, there are times that you cannot do that. So the last resort is to use this law. Okay, the law of sines. However, class, there's another law that can be used when the triangle given is not or does not fall under the category ASS, ASA, or AAS. All right? So, ano nga ba yung mga category na yon? Of course, those categories which are not part of the three cases. The first one is the SAS, and the SSS. Diba? These two types of triangle based on the given are not part under this. So which means that we cannot use the law of sines in this case says since there will be parts of the what about the formula, okay, or the law which cannot be solved or which are unknown. Okay, so there are more than two parts which are more than one uh, parts which are unknown. Okay, let me just add your classmates. Ayan. Okay, here we go. So, how do we deal with this? Now, of course, instead of using the law of sines, we can use the next law, which is what we call the law of cosines. And in this lesson, we are going to, uh, okay, we're going to state and illustrate the law of cosines, of course, and solve the problems involving oblique triangles using the law of cosines. By the way, class, these laws, the law of sine and cosines, are not restricted to oblique triangles only. As I mentioned before, we can also use the right triangles, okay, for us to solve for law of for us to solve the given triangle using law of sines and cosines. However, there is another way to solve the triangle if it's not oblique, uh, which means that it is a right triangle with the use of the Sohcahtoa and the Choshaka. Okay, that's much simpler than using these laws. Okay, so let's have an example here. Now, what if we have a problem? This one, given two sides and an included angle. So here's the triangle given. Okay, we have the side. Sorry, let me change the color. We have the side AB, the side BC, and the included angle B. Okay, and we're looking for the side B, which is the opposite of the given angle. So let's try using sine law if ever we can. Tingnan lang muna natin. So the formula for sine law is sine A over A is equal to sine B. Yes? Is anyone saying some? Ay, okay, maraming nasa pila. Ayan, sine B and sine C. Wait lang, class. My pen is moving by itself. So sine C over C. Okay, here we go. So let's substitute the given values and let's try out if this will give us or this will allow us to solve the problem. Okay, so let's substitute sine. What's the value of A? It's a known. Again, guys, I will be using vertex instead of the angle, the name of the sorry, the given angle measure alpha, gamma, okay? Para we can easily associate the sides and the angle to the formula. So sine A over A is equal to 10, and sine B is 60, sorry, sine 67 degrees over B, which is unknown. And what's this? Sine C. C is unknown, and the side C is also okay. It's 12. All right, here we go. So since we're solving for B, okay, for the side B here, now we're going to find a way to solve for B. Now, since there are two, I mean, one, two, three, there are three equations that we can make here. So let's try associating the first term and the second term, okay? So we have this. However, there are two unknowns, A and B, so which means that we cannot solve it. And if ever we're going to associate the second and the third term, now there are two unknowns as well. So we cannot solve this either. And if we're going to make use of this, okay, now there are two unknowns again, angle A and angle C, so which means we cannot solve this. Okay, we cannot solve for A, C, and even the side B yet. Yet ha, sabi ko yet. Okay, so which means that sine laws does not or do not apply in solving for the given triangle in situation number one. Okay, so wala siya. Now, the question there is, sir, if sine law doesn't allow us to solve the problem, then what is our way to solve this triangle? Of course, we will be using the cosine law. Okay, we're going to find another way such that we can solve the triangle. And if sine law does not allow us to do so, then let's find another way. And the cosine law is one of the ways to do that. All right. And again, if you can use another method, much better. Okay, but the cosine law is much direct method than the other methods if you know one. Okay, but if you know other methods, then you better share it with us. All right. Actually, there are many with the use of geometry and trigonometry. There are lots of ways to do that. Okay, since in situation one, sine law does not allow us to solve the problem, then we can use the cosine law. All right. So what's the cosine law all about? By the way, before we go to the cosine law, now let's try situation number two. Let's see if this will work with us. Okay. And by the way, class, the triangle given is, as I mentioned, it's under SAS. So SAS, side angle side, does not apply in sine law or law of sines. Okay, so again, it does not apply with the sine law. So let's work on with the situation number two. Now, how about if the given triangle is under the case or under the category SSS, which means three sides are given and all of the angles A, B, and C are unknown. Okay, so we have again, let's try let's try solving this problem with the use of the sine law as what we did in situation number 1. So we have sine A over A and sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. So let's substitute the values, guys, and let's see if we could find one of the unknown values in the given triangle. So angle A is unknown, so let's copy. And what's the value of side A here? The side A here is equal to 8, as we knew that the side A is the opposite of the angle A, so it's 8. And angle B is also unknown, as you can see. Okay, and the opposite side of angle B is equal to 5. And sine of the angle C is also unknown, and its opposite side is 7. Okay, here we go. So let's try using the sine law class. Let's see if this will allow us to, oh, sorry. Oh my God, I erased everything. Sorry, I erased everything. Okay, so let me repeat that. Let me copy everything. Sine A over, my goodness. Sine A over 8. Oh my, sine B, I pressed the wrong button. Sine B over 5 and sine C over 7. Here we go, okay? So let me just add your classmates. There we go. All right, so let's use another color. So let's use white. So what are we solving for here? We're solving for angle beta or the angle B. So we're solving for this, all right? So let's try associating or using the first two terms in the equation, okay? Okay, so we have this. Now, if we're going to make use of these two terms, we have two unknowns, the angle A and angle B. So since there are two unknowns, then we cannot solve for angle B, right? And let's use sine B over 5 and sine C over 7. And again, similarly, we have the same concern. There are two unknowns B and C, so we cannot solve for B or angle B with the use of sine C, 7, and 5. So therefore, we cannot use this. However, let's try using the first or uh, the two extremes, the two terms on its extreme in the equation, okay? So if we're going to use this sine A over 8 and sine C over 7, do you see it, guys? This one? Okay, we cannot solve either A or C since we're dealing with two unknowns in one equation. So again, this type of triangle, which is under SSS or side side side, cannot be solved using sine law. Okay, so it means that we need to find another way to solve for the triangle, as we did in situation number 1 or example number 1. So what are we going to do now, sir, since this cannot be used or we cannot solve this with the use of the sine law? That's the time that we're going to make use of cosine law. So if you were solving this before and you don't know the cosine law yet, and you found out that sine law does not allow you to do so, then of course you're going to find a way to find another way to do that, diba? So now the mathematicians find a way to solve this with the use of cosine law. And what does cosine law tell us about? Okay, so listen carefully, guys. And if you have some concerns with the formula or the law of cosines, let me know right away, since this is very important. We will be using this for the entire topic, all right? Okay, so given triangle ABC with vertices A, B, and C and sides A, B, C, respectively, its opposites, okay, or their opposites. Now, it says here that in triangle ABC, so in a given statement class, it's not stated whatever type of triangle we have, okay? Could it be acute, obtuse, or right? So as I told you lately, we're not just dealing with oblique triangles, okay? We can also use this law with the use of or given a right triangle. So in triangle ABC, let me just change the color of my pen. In triangle ABC, let A is equal to BC or the opposite of A, angle A or vertex A. All right, and side B is equal to AC. AC, which means opposite of vertex B, and side C is equal to AB, or the opposite of vertex C, as I told you so. You better do it properly such that you will not be messing up with the formula, okay? And also the pattern that we made before when we discussed the sine law. So here, alpha is equal to the measure of angle A, beta is the measure of angle B, and gamma is the measure of angle C. However, as we agreed upon, we instead of using alpha, beta, and gamma, we will be using angles A, B, and C. So we are using the vertices. So we can easily associate the angle to its side. All right. So A to A, B to B, and C to C. So this is now the formula, or these are the formulas that we will be using in finding or solving the triangle using the law of cosines. Now, we're not going to approve this or derive this anymore because we lack time. We have only less than 30 minutes. But if you need or if you want to prove this, then just let me know. So we can discuss this in other time, okay? Or in some other time, not in our schedule. So, but let me just tell you how to easily, okay, easily find a pattern on how to easily memorize or familiarize with a formula. However, if you have one, guys, just let me know. Sige nga, okay, I'll call someone and let me know if you have or anybody has a, what's this, a pattern or a mnemonic that you are using for you to easily memorize this formula, guys? Anyone? Anyone from Gluon? 10 Gluon. Anybody? Okay, sige. Face value lang po. What do you mean by face value, John Lingwell? You can use your mic if you want, John Lingwell. Wait, let me read your chat. Okay, so the formula itself. So which means that you memorize these formulas. Am I correct? Ayan. Philip said, using Pythagorean with added steps. Yeah, tama naman yan. Okay, that's a very good mnemonic, Philip. Okay? Now, question, Philip, how did you decide or what made you think and decide to use the Pythagorean theorem or formula in trying to familiarize or memorize the formula? Uh, okay, sige. Yeah. Okay, Philip, can you use your mic if you want or if you can? Yeah, your answer is correct actually. What do you mean by can't? Can't you explain it or can't you use the mic? Which one? The mic. Okay, if you want, you can just type in your answer. Okay, while waiting for Philip, Ricardo has also an answer. Ricardo said, sir, one of the clues po is that the known angle is opposite the unknown side. Yan, that's right. Very good. Okay, so which means that if we're going to combine Philip and Ricardo's way to familiarize or memorize the formula, that would be better, diba? Okay, so let's do it this way. Now look at this. Sabi ni Ricardo, okay, sabi ni Ricardo class, if you are solving for A here, or if the side A is on the left side, then the angle here is also A, which is the vertex, of course, the opposite of the side A, right? And again, make sure class that the sides were properly placed in relation to the angle given or the vertex angle given in a triangle, or else your formula will be messed up. Okay, and also with the b square. Okay, Philip has already an answer. Sir, it is that the a square plus b square equals c square is familiar to me. Not only that, it also looks like a variation of the Pythagorean theorem, but instead of finding sides, we are finding angles po. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so instead of dealing with the sides, we are also dealing with the angles. Okay, tama yung sinabi ni Philip. So for example, class, let's use Philip's context on how to easily memorize the formula. Okay, sabi ni Philip, let's say the formula or the Pythagorean statement is this: a square is equal to b square plus c square. And then, since we're dealing with an oblique triangle, all right, we're dealing with an oblique triangle, and this formula or equation deals with a right triangle. So, which means that there is something missing in this statement. And Philip said that we need to deal with the angle as well, aside from the sides. So, sabi ng law of cosines, we need to subtract this by the twice of the product of the sides of the same side. So, etong dalawang to, okay? So, twice of the product of these two sides, so which are B and C. So, BC, and then cosine, since law of cosine tayo, and whatever the letter here, let's say A, then we are going to work on angle A here with a cosine A. Okay? That's how we do the that's how I do the memorization or familiarization of the formula in law of cosines. So it is similarly done, class, in other equation or formula. Let's say we're looking for b squared here. So b squared, now the other two sides are a and c. With the use of Pythagorean theorem or formula, we can square them. Minus twice the product of these two sides, a and c, times cosine of the opposite angle of side B. So B tayo dito. Okay? So look at this. A, B, and B. Okay? Yun yung sinabi ni Philip and ni Navarro kanina. Diba? Oh, sorry. Okay. Now, sir, how about if we're looking for side C? Okay, side C. Now, what are the two sides which are not used yet in on the left side of the equation? We have the B and A, or A and B, diba? Since Pythagorean statement siya, it came from Pythagorean theorem. So square, square, minus twice the product of these two sides used on the same side of the equation, AB, cosine, and the angle is C. Okay, guys? So this is how we use or how we memorize the formula. Okay? So Pythagorean statement, sabi ni Philip, and added by an expression negative 2 times the two sides of the given expressions here on the same side of the equation times cosine A, whatever the angle, the opposite angle of the side given on the left side of the equation. Okay? Now, there are so many ways on how to memorize this. It's up to you on how you're going to do it. Okay? We can find any or different mnemonics on how to do so. So okay lang naman yun, as long as you're doing it correctly. Okay, so very good, Philip Navarro. And sino pa yung isa? Linwell, right? Yeah, okay. But those who are good in memorization, guys, now you can do so. You can memorize this right away, okay? Okay, so since we have already discussed the law of cosines, now let's try solving the given two problems or triangles discussed a while ago, okay? So these triangles. The number one, this is under situation number one. We have the SAS type of given in a triangle or of a triangle. So here, wait, I can't see the given. Wait a minute. Okay, so in this triangle ABC, we're looking for the side B. Okay, now, the question there is, can we find the side B, class? Okay, what would be our clue that we can find the side B? Of course, it should be the opposite side of the given angle, okay? Of the known angle, okay? Which is the angle B. If angle B here is unknown, then we cannot find side B directly, all right? We need to find a way to solve for the angle here to solve for the side B. For example, class, angle A is unknown here. It is known, all right? So therefore, if ever, okay, and the side here is known, Now we can solve for angle A as long as the other sides are also given. Okay, but let's just focus on the given values in this example number one. Let me erase everything. Okay, here we go. So we're solving for B here. Therefore, our formula is, okay, what would be our formula? Anyone? What's the formula that we're going to use? Okay, there's a message. Yeah, that's right. Law of cosine, of course. Specifically, which formula are we going to use? Mark, do you have any idea? How many marks do we have here? Ayan. Okay, may sagot na si Ricardo. All right, so yeah, that's correct. The formula we'll be using is b squared is equal to, bakit b squared? Since we're looking for b, right? And again, the other two sides which are not part of the left-hand side in the given formula or here in the equation. So a squared plus c squared and subtract it by twice the product of the two sides a and c and cosine of the opposite angle of the side YA of the side B, which is, sorry, let me fix this. Okay, angle B. It should be angle B. That's angle B, right? Okay. So let's now substitute the given. Okay. What is our A? Our side A is equal to 10. Oh, we have 10 minutes left. Oh, by the way, class, we're going to you are allowed to use calculator here. So if you have calculator at this moment, please get ready and help me solve this equation. So our side C is equal to 12 and 2 times A is 10, C is 12, cosine, what is our cosine? Angle B is 67. Sorry, I should have used different color instead of white. Okay, 67 degrees, something like that. Okay, here we go. So let's solve. This is 100 plus 144 minus, what's this? 240 cosine 67 degrees, b squared. Okay, now can you please help me, class, solving for the right-hand side of the given equation? 150. Okay, as I've told you, since we are not yet on the final answer, then we better use a longer decimal places, okay, or a bigger number of decimal places, such that we will be dealing with the more accurate answer. So let's make use of 5 decimal places at this moment. So that's 150 point what? 22453. Okay, correct. And since we're solving for b, then let's take the square root on both sides. Take the square root on both sides. And again, don't forget the plus or minus. All right? Don't forget that as always. So what's the square root of 150.22453? Guys, is that 12.26? Okay, 12.26. Let's use 2 decimal places. Okay, so our answers for B are positive and negative 12.26. There are 2 possible answers. The positive 12.26, this is approximately, why? Because we have already rounded off the answer. Okay, and this is negative 12.26. Now question, which answer are we going to, or which of the answers are we going to accept? And which answer are we going to, or which answer will be denied? Or the other question is, are we going to accept both or not? Okay. 10 Gluon. Which one? Okay, Ian said it's 12.3. Why, Ian? Any reason why we need to accept the 12.20, 12.3 or 12.26? Okay, that's right. Lingwell said it should be positive since we're dealing with sides and there are no negative sides. Okay, But in algebra, we need to consider these two, okay? Such that we can check afterwards. We can check which answer or find yeah which answer will be accepted and which one will be rejected. Okay, that's correct. So this will be accepted and this will be rejected. Why? Because we are dealing with sides. There are no negative sides in trigonometry. Okay, so the value of b is equal to 12, approximately 12.26. Okay, so what is our final answer, guys? Sorry, the it's so messy. Let me just write it. And again, guys, the negative 12.26 is what we call the extraneous root, right? Or extraneous solution. Okay, so B is approximately 12.26. And what did we say about expressing our final answer? Sige nga, if everyone remembered, is it really 12.26, guys? Hey, Gluon, anyone? Ah, yes, sabi ni Limuel. Okay, di ba sabi ko, class, whenever we're dealing with this kind of problem and there's no direct instruction how many digits we're going to express our final answer to, then we're going to follow, okay, the given in the problem. Sorry, it's white. You can see it. So it's 12 and 10. So they were expressed in whole numbers. That's why this should be expressed as whole numbers as well. So this is 12, approximately. Okay? So estimation lang naman yung mga values dito, class. All right? But if you want to make it more accurate, then we can use 12.26. But then again, based on the rule, conventional rule, now we need to follow the given here. All right? But I would still accept this, okay? Whatever answer. So what I mean here is just so as we could have a common answer, then we could use this instead of this, okay? Any question, guys? Gluon, question so far before we proceed to the next question? Are you sure? Okay, if there's none, then better. Okay, good. All right, so let's move on to the next problem. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Okay, this is the situation number 2 that we were discussing a while ago. And this is under the case SSS, okay, which means that the three sides are given. And we have already shown that this problem can never be solved using sine law, all right, as shown a while ago. So let's use the cosine laws to solve this problem. Again, we're solving for angle B. So at this moment, we're not solving for angle for side length since the side lengths were already given, right? 7, 8, and 5. Okay, here we go. So let's try and let's see. Now, since we're solving for angle, how do we identify which formula are we going to use? Gluon. Any method or hints on how to do that? How could we easily identify which formula to be used? Class. Any of which? Pwede ba yun? If it's any of which, then we might be dealing with angle A or, sorry, yeah, angle A and angle C instead of solving for angle B directly. Okay, the angle form. Okay, sabi ni Ricardo. Now, the question is, what is the angle form? We have not discussed that yet, right? But still, class, we can still make use of the formula that we discussed a while ago. Okay, since we are talking about angle B, di ba sabi natin kanina, wait, let me just go back to the formula such that we can easily identify that. Okay, here we go. This one. Since we're dealing with the angles in the sides, okay, sabi natin, we're solving for angle B kanina sa problem, di ba? Angle B. Sabi natin, yung angle na to is related to the side that we're looking for. So, the angle that we're looking for tells us which formula we're going to make use of. Diba? So, eto yun. So, if we're looking for angle B, therefore, we can use this equation. And then we can just derive how to do it or how to solve for the angle B. Okay? But there is another way to do that. Okay. And eto yun, class. Okay, this is just the derivation of the formula from the one that we used or from the one that we discussed. Eto, dito lang naman siya nanggaling eh. Okay? Sige. So before we solve, let's try dealing with this. The formula that we had is b squared is equal to a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b, right? Okay. And since we're looking for angle B, so therefore, we can use algebra to solve for angle B. Algebra and trigonometry. So let me just, all right, here we go. Okay, so we have already, we have 40, how many minutes? Less than a minute. Now, class, if you're free, if you're still free, you can rejoin, okay? And if you have something to do, then you can focus on your work, and I'll just upload this, the recorded VC, all right? And also the VC after this VC. So to solve for B, of course, using algebra, we have 2AC cosine B is equal to A squared plus C squared minus B squared. This is just plain algebra, guys. And since we're solving for B, we don't need 2AC. So that's why we're just